Alrighty, everybody. What's going on, guys? Good to see you all. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are picking up where we left off here. Actually, we're doing a little bit of coverage today because we do have a level 2 slight risk here. Actually, we do have an active tornado warning, so we're going to hop right away to that. We got a handful of severe thunderstorm warnings as well, but we do actually have a tornado warning in effect for Mississippi. So for southern Mississippi here, this includes the Pricedale area as well as Darbin. We are in the threat here. What's up, Just? Saying, let's see, if it gets too much, you should really rest. It wouldn't be good if you pushed yourself, then couldn't help when super duper needed. That's fair. That's super fair. But you know what? I try to be here for as many events as I can, because that way I can help out as many people as possible. Because, I mean, even the little events, they do need to be covered. For sure, because I mean they can still produce some severe weather. May not be as crazy as the big days, but it's definitely something that we still need to look out there for. But anyways, good to see you guys. Hope everyone's well. But yeah, we do have a tornado warning in effect. This is for Pricedale here in southern Mississippi. We do have a severe warning up to the north as well, up by Ruth and Bog Shido. I'm not too exactly sure how you say that, but we do have an area of rotation here, which we're definitely keeping a close eye on. It honestly seems like that little area of rotation might be kind of outside of the polygon here. So honestly, I'd give a heads up to Ruth as well. I mean, it seems like that rotation's kind of tracking in the direction of Ruth. So just a bit of a heads up for my folks up in Ruth and southern Mississippi. You're not in the tornado warning out there, which, I mean, I think they probably should extend it up to the north to include Ruth, but right now it's only for Pricedale and Darbin. So just please be careful out there. If y'all are in a safe, or make sure y'all get in a safe spot. If you have a basement or a storm shelter, go there now. If you do not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. Let's see here. Twilight says Pricedale. Yeah. This is in Pricedale, southern Mississippi. So you can see right here. Here's the southern state of Mississippi, and you can see, right here where this rotation's at. I mean, it's literally tracking northeast. You can kind of see that velocity structure. You know how it's moving northeast towards Ruth, but the warning polygon's only right here. It's to the south. I really think that they need to push that to the north here, personally. So that is pretty crazy. Let's see. Whenever you can I check on a sounding for tomorrow, please? And thank you. Yeah, we'll get to that here in a minute. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up on my other monitor. But I do want to keep a close eye on this tornado warning because this is imminent danger right now for these people. I do need you guys to be in your safe spot. Once again, if you're out there by Ruth, as well as Pricedale area, and even Darbin, I'd even say that, like I said, for sure, Ruth would not be a bad idea to be in your shelter as well. I really think that we need a tornado warning for you guys out there as well, but Weather Service does not have that at the moment. I mean, like I said, the reason why is because, I mean, this thing is, the point of where the rotation's at, you can see is kind of moving to the northeast here. With the last few scans, like right now, you can see how it's tracking northeast, kind of heading in the general direction of Ruth. But like I said, the tornado warning is just to the south. I mean, actually, the rotation's outside of that warning right now, which is interesting. Okay, so you do have a slight risk here for tomorrow. Jameson, I think that's how you say your name. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But yeah, we do have a threat here for tomorrow, a level 2 threat we do need to keep an eye out there for. I do need to restart this program here really quickly because decided to give out on me. So I do want to pull this up. Okay. So give me 1 second. It takes me a minute to pull up everything here. Which we will eventually get in the models, and we'll do like a big breakdown in the models and everything like that. But yeah, tomorrow we definitely do need you to be actively weather aware. I'm going to hop over to the HRRR for a moment. We'll go back to the 18 Zulu. And it does seem like we're going to see a bunch of scattered storms here. Pretty much, honestly, Wednesday morning, even seeing some of those storms. I'm going to be really quick about this sounding because, like I said, we got to get back to this tornado warning here. But we do have a good amount of instability, good amount of moisture, lower 60 dew points, supplying a good amount of water vapor, good amount of moisture overall. Like I said, good instability. Our kinematics are pretty good, strong mid, upper level wind shear. Could support some tornadoes, maybe some damaging winds, and maybe even some small hail. But anyways, but back over here to this tornado warning here. But yeah, so definitely keeping an eye on it. Once again, this includes Ruth, or the severe thunderstorm warning includes Ruth, but like I was mentioning, I think Ruth needs to keep an eye out there for it as well. Do not see anything on correlation coefficient. So as of now, I mean, it's not a confirmed tornado, but, like I mentioned in the past, guys, I don't care if it's confirmed or not. You still need to be in the same spot. You still need to be in your safe spot overall. If you have a basement storm shelter, go there. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. So that is definitely, what I would definitely recommend out there. Anyways, let's see here. Yeah, no problem, Twilight. Any insights on whether the kids should bunk with parents tonight, just in case? If good. Let me pull it up real quickly. Let's go ahead and do this real fast. So you're up in Georgia. Gotcha. Yeah, so you're in the slight risk here for today, a level 1 threat, level 2 threat. We do have a 2% chance for tornadoes. Not really anything significant per se for tornadoes. 2% chance, pretty low odds, but we got to keep an eye on it. 15% wind threat and 5% hail threat. So, I mean, the odds of you getting a tornado is very low. You have more of a concern for damaging winds mostly. Within some of these storms here, potentially gusting up to like 60 miles an hour or so. Yeah, I mean, we should keep an eye on it. Definitely monitor, local warnings and stuff like that. And if you do get issued in the warning, then, take action based off the warning. Honestly, I mean, given that it's a relatively low threat, it's not anything like, tornado outbreak material or anything like that. No, it's a low-end tornado threat. Although, like I said, low-end tornado threats still need to be definitely watched and still need to monitor it and stuff. But I don't think it's to the point where we have where you need to go somewhere else because of it. I think it's a relatively low threat, and given the new SPC's criteria here, and the fact that we do have a non-sig risk means that we could see tornadoes if they did develop, likely in the range of EF0 to EF1, which would be relatively weak. Which honestly, most buildings can withstand EF0. There's usually some damage involved, but anyways. All right, let's see here. What's up, Squashy? Good to see ya. Roby says, see green, someone gifted membership. It was me. I gifted a lot of people memberships. Actually, I do that. You know what? I'll even gift you guys more memberships here. I have 5 more memberships I'll give you guys just for my love to y'all. I want to help support you guys, so. No, I did that yesterday as well. I can gift up to 10 memberships every month, so. Just wanted to help you guys out as well, so you guys can enjoy the memberships. I need to do more membership streams and stuff like that eventually. But anyways, yeah, still tornado warning in effect. They just removed Pricedale here from the warning. So we'll definitely just keep a close eye on the storm here. Once again, we're going to keep an eye on Ruth as well. Ruth is under that severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half dollar size hail. So we'll definitely keep an eye out there for that area as well. We do have a handful of severe thunderstorm warnings as well. Let's see here. We do have... Oh, this one has some pretty strong velocities on out by... What is that? Haltley? Yeah, Haltley in eastern Mississippi. It's got to be for at least 60-mile-an-hour winds here. Ping pong ball hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Wow, that's got some pretty big hail on it, too. That includes, Smithville, Amory, let's see, Quincy, Bigby, those areas up there in eastern, this is kind of northeastern Mississippi. Then it extends into western Alabama, out there by Vernon, Crossville, Sauligant, and Beaverton, also Detroit area. So, bit of a heads up there for y'all. Let's see here. Let's see. Logan says, "What's up, Andrew? Checking in from Wisconsin. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Just tracking some storms today. Nothing out of the ordinary. That's what we've been doing for the last little bit. What's up? Let's see. What's up, Twilight? Good to see you. Saying, hey, Andrew, what's up? Good to see you. Well, I checked when I could for zip code for Tuesday and Wednesday. Yes, I could do that for you. Yeah, let me hop back to the tornado warning so you guys can actively see that warning. I just want to make sure everybody knows that there is a tornado warning here. It's radar indicated threats. Relatively small tornado warning, and I believe it's in mostly rural areas, but still need you guys to keep an eye on it. But yeah, I'll pull up your zip code here. Let's see. This is up in Ohio. Okay, so for today, we got nothing. Tomorrow, we have a level 2 threat here, level 2 slight risk, which includes A 2% non-sig tornado risk here, 15% wind threat, so potential gusts up to 60 miles an hour or so. And in terms of hail, we do have a 5% chance, which is relatively low. So triple threat for tomorrow. Then we go into day 3. It's mostly going to be like a set of storms between late Tuesday going into early Wednesday. So it's going to be kind of just one big mass of storms that'll roll through. You could see a couple scattered severe storms, definitely being possible. But yeah, it'll be mostly for later Tuesday going into early Wednesday here. But yeah, definitely do want you to be weather aware out there. All right, let's see here. Let me get down to the bottom of the chat here. Tabletop, you're good, man. Nothing's really changed much. I mean, we're still pretty much seeing the same stuff. You're outside of the risk. Let's see here. Yeah, no problem. Really tired, Mom? You're very welcome. Let's see here. Does a 15% hatch appear possible tomorrow in Illinois? Are you talking for what specifically? What specifically? Damaging wind significant or hail? Because, I mean, it could be 15% for either or. There is no 15%, or is there? Or maybe you're talking about tornadoes. I think there's a 15%. Honestly, my mind just kind of blinked there for a minute. Given the way that it is, I mean, we do have that 10% chance right now. Who's to say that the models don't trend overnight, more towards a 15%? We don't really know. I can't tell you yes or no it will, because I just don't know. I can't really tell you that or not. But regardless, like I've mentioned in the past for different events and stuff, it's like, dude, it's still a high risk for potential tornadic activity. A 15% change would still mean the same thing you need to do in anyways. You still need to be in your safe spot, if a tornado warning is issued and stuff like that. So still need to be just as aware. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, that's totally up to the SPC. I have definitely no take in that. All right, let's see. Roy says, will Western Arkansas see anything tonight, and how bad tomorrow? So tonight, here, let's hop you guys over here, actually. Just for a moment. We'll get back to that tornado warning in a minute. So for tonight, you said, what, Western Arkansas? It depends on where you're at in West Arkansas. Tonight, the majority of the threat for Arkansas is mostly central eastern Arkansas. And then, of course, tomorrow, we do have a level 2 for Western Arkansas. Mostly a 2% tornado risk here, mostly non-sig. We have a 15% wind threat and a 15% hail threat. So, I mean, yeah, it's a triple threat for tomorrow. Definitely need you to be weather aware. But yeah, we'll definitely be helping you guys out, and we'll keep you guys up to date with everything. All right, let's see. See, a Dallas, Georgia tornado came through my neighborhood March of last year, so now I'm always on alert. That's fair. I'm glad to see that you're okay. I'm glad that you're safe. And I mean, yeah, absolutely. Everybody needs to take the weather seriously. Let's see. What's up, Ian? Good to see you. Let's see. I do think the call on that little warm front tomorrow staying south. Hope it still holds. A little of that warm. What? Let's see. Twilight says I don't blame you. Talking to. Gotcha. How am I doing today? I'm doing good. I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking. All right, let's hop back to that tornado warning, y'all. We still have it in effect. Just a skinny little tornado warning here. Honestly, I don't think it'll last too much longer. I mean, it seems like the velocity is kind of fading away. Although we do have, or that couplet's kind of fading away. We do still have that tornado warning in effect. Let's see, at 6:45. That's still in effect for a while, actually. I mean, we still have 29 minutes on it. Barely includes anywhere. I mean, it's mostly rural areas for the most part. Oh, okay, never mind. It went away. Honestly, I mean, not really surprised. Anyways, but we do have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings popping off right now. So let's hop over here. We do have 3 active warnings. We have 1 up in Mississippi, 1 Alabama, 1 Louisiana. So for the one in Louisiana, we do have this radar up right now. So this includes areas out there by Darlington, let's see, Felixville, as well as Clinton here in kind of the eastern side of Louisiana. This is warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail. So hail up to 1.25 inches in diameter being possible here. So definitely got to keep an eye out there for that storm. So what I definitely recommend in, a storm like this is that you essentially just, stay away from windows. I mean, you don't have to full-blown seek shelter and, in a sturdy structure or anything like that. I mean, you need to be indoors in a sturdy structure, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be in your basement or anything like that for this. But we do have potential for, like I mentioned, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, maybe a little bit of hail as well, like I said, up to 1.2, 1.25 inches. So, I mean, yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on it. Let's see here. I mean, it looks like, we're not really seeing any rotation or anything like that under the storm, so, not really worried about tornadic activity right now. But yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on. So just stay indoors because I'm sure there's a lot of lightning activity with it as well. So then we move into that other warning in southern Mississippi here. This does include Oakville area, as well as Arm and Goss. So that is where we do have this other warning. This one is for quarter hail as well as 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well. And then, of course, then we lead our way up here to the storm up in eastern Mississippi. Now, this one actually has a bit of hail being reported. We actually have 3 individual hail reports up to 1 inch. Free Thinking coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. Saying, hi, Andrew. Did anything change for me tonight? Should I stay up tonight? Let me see. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the 5. Really, really sweet of you. All right, so tonight, actually Macon is in the level 1 threat tonight. Yeah, we do have a marginal risk here. That level 1 threat is not anything significant. You're actually outside of that tornado threat altogether. So, you're not in that particular risk here. So you don't got to worry about tornadoes tonight. We do have a little 5% wind threat, so an isolated damaging wind gust nearby cannot be ruled out. And you're actually outside of the hail threat too. So this is strictly a damaging wind potential. Even if we did say get an event where damaging winds would be possible, it wouldn't be anything extremely excessive in terms of winds. Mostly up to 60 miles per hour. So in terms of wind gusts, just make sure if you get a storm, and make sure if there is a warning, which, the probability is pretty low, but still not 0. It's actually a 5% chance. But, just make sure that you just stay indoors away from windows. It's not going to be anything like extremely dangerous. But just stay away from windows if you do get those storms and stuff like that. Now, tomorrow, we look pretty good. Tomorrow, we don't have even a general thunderstorm risk here. So really just a marginal tonight. And tomorrow we do look pretty good here. And of course, then we come up into Wednesday here. We do have a little thunderstorm risk here once again, but not anything severe. Anyways, once again, thanks for the 5. I appreciate it. Let's see. That was funny. I think I called it yesterday. I was gonna say the warm front in Illinois was gonna stay south of my area. So that was. Oh yeah. I got you. Yeah, because we were actually looking at the models and it seemed like southern Wisconsin did not get nearly as much of that moisture advection as like some of the areas further southward. So that's where your warm front does not basically shoot up as high up north as what could have been. But anyways, let's see here. Just says nothing has changed about Indianapolis last time I asked, right? Let's see. So tomorrow, Indianapolis is still in the level 2. Yeah, I think we were this way yesterday as well. They did actually add another enhanced risk tomorrow. I don't know if I told you guys that or not. But they did include one for portions of Texas. But for Indianapolis, we do have a 2% chance for tornadoes, which, is a pretty low-end tornado threat, but still, potential for a couple spin-ups. Got to keep an eye on it. So the 2% tornado threat, we do have a 15% wind threat here. So, potential for some gusty winds being possible. And then, of course, we have a potential also for hail, 15% hail threat. So hail could be up between 1 and 1.5 inches. We're outside of that significant risk here. Damaging winds could be upwards of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts or so. Remember, these are gusts what storms could basically peak to for just a few seconds usually. And then, of course, we have the tornado threat, which is just a low-end 2% chance here overall. So, anyways, Free Thinking coming in with another 5. My friend, thank you so much, Free Thinking. That helps me out so much. I really, really appreciate it. That is really, really nice of you, Free Thinking. Thank you so much for now the $10. I appreciate it. You guys, please give Free Thinking a big thank you. That is really, really nice of you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so much. That helps me out a lot. I really appreciate it. What's up, Calvin? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so just 2% chance here for tornadoes, but still, we'll keep an eye on it. The hotspot for tornadoes, we actually do have 2 SIG level 1 risk here. So the dashed areas mean that we could see potential tornado strength upwards of EF2 in terms of strength. That SIG level 1 means tornadoes up to EF2. And then, of course, we have the SIG level 2, which we don't have an effector for tomorrow at all. But if we did have a SIG level 2, it would be up to EF3, and then SIG level 3 would be EF4 or greater. We do have a SIG level 1. So basically, tornado strength out of all these dashed areas here for the tornado risk tomorrow could be up to EF2. Which, obviously nature is crazy. Like I always mention this. Nature's crazy and can sometimes be very unpredictable. For a really hot example, like yesterday, or was it the day before, I think? I'm getting my days mixed up. The other day, we had a tornado in southwestern Michigan. It was an EF3 from what I heard. It caused a lot of problems, and unfortunately, I think people lost their lives from it, and it was only in the 2% non-SIG risk. So that still goes to show you that, nature sometimes has other plans, and therefore you should still watch it. But generally speaking, based off of what we know out of the event, we expect them to mostly be up to EF2. But still, that is that. And still you need to take it very seriously. Now, we do have that 2% chance here in the green, the 5% chance, of course, in the brown, and the 10% chance tomorrow here in the yellow. So the greatest tornado potential tomorrow is going to be for areas like central Illinois and a little bit of northwestern portions of Indiana here. So Anyways, let's see here. What's up, Scott? Good to see you. Richard wants to know, what about Mishawaka? Is that how you say that? Indiana. Let me see here. Yeah, so you're in the 5% tornado risk here. So 5% chance of a tornado dropping within a 25-mile radius around you. 15% wind threat, so potential gusts up to 60 miles an hour, so 15% chance. And then we actually have a 30% hail threat tomorrow, which is bringing you into the enhanced risk. So hail is honestly going to be one of your main concerns here for tomorrow. So we'll definitely need to keep an eye on it, and you need to be weather aware tomorrow. But yeah, potential hail size could be between 1 and 2 inches in diameter. We could see some pretty large hail tomorrow out here. That's a pretty big 30%. In the red here. That's a pretty decent probability. That's roughly a 1 in 3 shot of potentially seeing hail within 25 miles around you. I know if it was a 33%, it would be like 1 in 3 shot, but that's why I say roughly, because it's not quite 33%, it's 30%, but not super far off. But still, decent probability here. So that's that. And of course, we also do have another 30% down in Texas as well, which, Texas always seems to get a lot of crazy hail. Reason is, honestly, a lot of it has to do with geography and the fact that they get a lot of dry air sometimes help mixing into the mid-levels. And then you have the lower moist, lower levels, which really helps generate a lot of hail in Texas. A mixture between dry mid-levels and lower moist levels. Having dry mid-levels can actually lower your wet bulb temperature and lower the rate at which hailstones can melt by the time they hit to the surface. So sometimes that's why you see a lot of hail in Texas sometimes. A lot of it has to do with the geography, which is pretty decent. But anyways. Let's see here. Freething says, thank you for helping us. Stay safe. Everyone be safe. Well, thank you, Freething. I really appreciate it. And you're very welcome. I'm glad to help you guys. Let's see. Any severe risk for Houston? So Houston, not for tomorrow, no. Today, actually, we're just outside of the risk here in Houston, the level 1. Nothing tomorrow. However, actually Wednesday, we have a marginal risk here. Now, there is no tornado probability breakdown. That's only for days 1 and 2. But yeah, we got a level 1 threat. Level 1 threat here coming up for day 3, which will be on Wednesday. Let's see. Angela says, hi, Andrew. What's up? Good to see you. What about Lansing updates? I joined the stream, and I already figured what Gotcha. Is that... Where is Lansing? Is it Michigan? Lansing... Are you talking about Lansing, Michigan, or Lansing, Illinois? Because I'm sure those are 2 different areas. They are, obviously, but, in terms of severe weather. Well, Lansing, Michigan has a level 2 threat for tomorrow, which has no tornado threat. That's actually just to the south. In terms of damaging winds, we do have a 5% wind threat and a 15% hail threat for tomorrow. So that is that. Now, let's see here. If you're talking about Lansing, Illinois is actually in a level 3 threat here for tomorrow. We do have that 5% tornado threat with this SIG level 1 risk, potential tornadic strength up to EF2. In terms of damaging winds, 15% wind threat, and then of course we have a 30% hatch risk here for hail. So yeah, we just covered both of those areas. Because I wasn't sure. But anyways, but yeah, please be careful tomorrow. Tomorrow could be pretty active. Still, I mean, even though you're in the 5% chance, the odds of you specifically getting targeted by a tornado is still pretty low. So try not to worry about it too much. But still, I mean, you still need to be weather aware, absolutely. Because tomorrow could be a pretty big day overall. So please be careful. Please, please, please be careful. But yeah, we'll definitely keep you guys in the loop with everything. I do want to hop back over here to the models. Actually, we're gonna do a bit of a look into the models. So let's pull up we'll pull up my color table here. So yeah, tomorrow is going to be quite interesting. So today, obviously, we just have a bunch of scattered storms going on throughout the night. Then we go into tomorrow. Yeah, you can see how tomorrow is a very interesting type of mode. It honestly seems like there could be just a bunch of scattered severe storms here. So going into tomorrow into Wednesday, you can see as we go into Wednesday, overnight potentially could be seeing a lot of severe weather as well, unfortunately. But you can see a whole bunch of storm activity going on into Wednesday night as well. Or sorry, Wednesday morning as well. And I mean, eventually, yeah, in the Wednesday afternoon and stuff like that as well. But still, I mean, it's going to be quite a decent little event here. That is one model. That is the HRRR. I do want to bring up the RRFS model. It's good to get a bit of model agreement, or at least a variety of models to look at. So yeah, a bunch of scattered storms here for today. And honestly, the model shows a bit of an MCS up here in northern Alabama here for later today, which is interesting. But we do work way down in time into tomorrow. And yeah, once again, just a bunch of scattered storms really pop off, a couple of which could really be severe up in like Illinois. There is a pretty big gap according to, I believe, not just the RRFS, but I think the HRRR showing not a lot of cells firing off in like Missouri, even though Missouri's in that risk. I'm going to grab a sounding out here. My assumption is that there is a warm layer or capping inversion that's preventing convection. That's exactly what's going on. You can kind of see there that there is a little bit of a notch here. So that is a warm layer. So it would stop that vertical rising column of warm air to continue rising. It'll just basically kill it out. So preventing your storms from really firing off. So there could be a bit of a cap. And we could break that cap if there's a lot of clearing tomorrow. Say if we do observe that there's not as many clouds or whatever in the area, it could allow for the surface to heat up to maximum potential, or maybe even greater, depends. So we'll just have to see. We will have to see. Let's see. What's up, Crystal? Good to see you. Squashy says there's a tornado warning. Is there really? There is. There is. Good eye. Let's see. So this one's out by... Oh, this one's up by Bluff Creek and Pine Grove. Wow, look at that hook. Holy cow, that's crazy. Okay. Look at that. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like it might be trying to do something here. Rotation still appears to be pretty broad. It's not a very tight couplet as of now, but definitely need you guys to be in your safe spots here. So, okay, so that includes Bluff Creek and Pine Grove in eastern Louisiana. It also includes Greensburg as well. So please be careful. Yeah, we'll occasionally be popping back to this here. Let's see here. If I've ever chased or know about certain states harder to storm chase. I've chased a little bit, not much, but what I'd recommend, I mean, if you were to chase, which it's very dangerous regardless of where you're at, the better places would be the Central Plains, because there's a lot more wide open views. And the problem is, with the Dixie chasing in the South, it's a little bit more of a problem because, there's a lot of trees. There's a lot of, kind of hilly terrain. And it can hide tornadoes and stuff, which I would not recommend. If you were to chase, it would be better. It'd be more safe in the Central Plains. But like I said, any storm chasing is not really safe. Anyways, I heard Ohio's getting a bad storm Wednesday. Is it a tornado risk? Says Crystal. More than likely, a couple tornadoes will be possible. Yes, given the kinematics, the moisture advection, instability. I mean, it's all in place. Yeah, I think it's possible. Um, let's see here. That red dot in Southwest Ohio, is that Washington Courthouse? No, these are just weather balloon launch zones. No, these you can see that they're all over the place. So this is if I was to grab the one down here, this is just where the National Weather Service launched weather balloons. Essentially, they launch them every day at since the new time change at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Which actually we'll be getting. We're about 28 minutes away before all of the weather balloons in the country launch. But yeah, you can see that. It just pulls up the latest data from the radio sonde, basically from the weather balloons. Let's see here. Hunter says, let's see, Springfield, Illinois weather tomorrow, please. I'm in the enhanced risk. Gotcha. So yeah, we do definitely need you to be weather aware. So, I'm not sure if you know your probabilities for tomorrow or not. So Springfield is in that enhanced risk. Now, you have a 5% chance for tornadoes. No, you're right next to that 10% chance probability. So tornado probability is there, 5% chance. So basically a 5% chance of seeing a tornado within a 25-mile radius around you. And potential tornado strength could be upwards to EF2. Now, in terms of damaging winds, we do have a 15% chance for damaging winds here, possible gusts up to 60 miles per hour. So, and then, of course, we do have actually, the main reason, or the biggest concern for you is actually hail. We do have a 30% chance potential for hail. And given that we are in that SIG level 1 risk, I believe that means up to 2 inches in diameter here. So definitely got to look out for maybe a little bit of hail here, being quite possible. So, let's see. So yeah, please be careful. Please be careful. Can I see some soundings for Lansing, Illinois? I've been seeing the warm front trend to the south, and be curious to what you expect. Such thing. Of course. Yeah, let me pull up Lansing, Illinois. I do know that the advection is a little bit uncertain out there. Let's see here. Let me pull this up for you. All right, so we'll pull up Lansing, Illinois. So, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Northeastern Illinois, out by Chicago. I believe the models do have you far enough south to where you actually do make it into some pretty good amounts of moisture. I will confirm this by looking at our dew points. So we're going to pull up our 2-meter dew point, which is 2 meters is 6 feet, I believe. Let's see, 10 meters, I believe, is 30 feet, and 2 meters, I believe, is 6 feet. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But we do work our way down in time, no pun intended, me saying do. Such a bad joke. I make it every time. But yeah, it honestly does look like we're going to be seeing enough moisture advection where, even the lower 60-degree dew points do make it up there. So that will supply the lower levels with enough moisture, water vapor to eventually transition from a gas state to a liquid state as we get convection. Now, I'm going to grab a sounding like you were asking for. We'll go ahead and see what's going on here. So this is for Tuesday. Let's see. So it looks like, early Tuesday morning, there's a bit of an inversion. It'll make storms hard to fire off. I mean, so not really expecting much. It's crazy because you can really see when that cold front hits, how the lower levels drastically lower. So it looks like the cold front will be hitting maybe around the late morning, early afternoon of Tuesday. So if you're going to get storms, I mean, it's going to be fairly early. And honestly, I mean, as we go into Wednesday, our upper levels are supportive for storms. I don't even know if elevated storms would even exist in this environment. But our mid levels are definitely there. I don't think we'd have enough lift to, because the cold front, this would be post cold front, so we probably would not see any storms at this point. But anyways, the thing is, though, is that as we go into Tuesday, I'm not liking those surfaces because it doesn't really seem as buoyant as some of the areas above. I do want to bring up the let's see, we'll go ahead and bring up our I'm trying to pull up the future radar here. We'll do max reflectivity here. Let's just actually, you know what, no, we don't want that at all. Let's hop back, hold up 1 second. We'll do 1 kilometer base reflectivity. Well, that's RRFS. Why is it loading? Oh, that's I was thinking of MRMS. I'm just losing my mind, you guys. I really apologize. I'm just losing my mind, man. I tell you. Um. Okay, so the RFS model here shows a couple of storms firing to the south, but by then you can see that dry air starts actually building its way into the region here. Um. But it does look like briefly we get that moisture returning back for a brief moment of time here, kind of in the Wednesday morning, which is interesting. It doesn't seem like there's going to be a whole lot of storms here that fire off in this environment. So, but given there is a possibility for those storms. That's weird. That's really weird. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know why they have such a high probability for that whenever the coverage is pretty low. Let me bring up the HRRR here. Let's see what we got going on over with the HRRR. It's obviously good to compare different models. It's never good to just look at one particular model. I mean, HRRR does show some storms firing off, likely elevated storms here for Tuesday evening. But in theory, Tuesday morning, the environment's pretty decent for the most part, but storms don't really fire off. I really wonder why they have that there, to be honest with you. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, why do they have an enhanced risk for this area? I mean, I get potential, but models are really struggling with the amount of storms that could fire in this environment. And the storms that do fire in the environment, I mean, you can see those dew points are low, likely showing that, these storms are probably pretty elevated. I'm going to grab a sounding here. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't know, man. Still, obviously be weather aware. SPC probably knows more than I do, of course, but still need you guys to just please keep an eye on it. But it's interesting. It's really interesting, and I honestly don't understand why they went with that, to be honest. Anyways, what's up, Kim? Good to see ya. Good to see you, my friend. How's it looking for South Mississippi? So we are actually here. Let's hop back to the current state. We do have that one tornado warning we need to go back over. South Mississippi has a couple isolated severe storms popping off right now. We do got a little bit of storms firing at the moment. Let's see here. We do have a tornado warning in effect here for Bluff Creek, Pine Grove area. Let's look back at our velocity here. It's still, she's trying, man. She's trying, but that hook has kind of been, it's kind of gone now. Yeah, it's not confirmed at the moment, but still need you guys in your safe spot. This actually has potential up to 2-inch hail as well, and 2-inch hail to be expected in the storm. So yeah, definitely stay indoors, away from windows. Please, even be in your safe spots, given that we do have this tornado warning. But yeah, I can see kind of where we have the pink, reflectivity scans here. These echoes are pretty strong and likely a part of where the hail core is. So, but yeah, up to 2-inch hail is definitely expected on that storm. See, tomorrow's got to be one of the most conditional or confusing days I've seen. Yeah, it's for out there in Illinois where we just looked at. It definitely seems very interesting. Because you can see this, this dry air mass push through, making your area less, having less moisture on the lower levels. Then the storms roll over. And, there is some storms that do fire off, but, just like I mentioned, those dew points are still very low where these storms are firing at. Of course, you could have a couple occasional that still fire off in a relatively moisture-rich lower levels. But it seems like a lot of the convection here, this is for the evening of Tuesday for tomorrow, while we could see a couple storms, seems like, that's that. And I think tornado potential would be kind of low. Let's see, tornado. Yeah, even out there, it's weird because, out there you have a 5% tornado risk here. But, there's just not a lot of cells, really. And then by the time the cells do approach, it seems like the lower levels are not really supportive. So, technically, if we do get elevated storms, there could still definitely be a hail threat. This could enhance a bit of hail, but maybe even some damaging winds and stuff like that as well. It's just a really weird environment. It really is. It really is. Anyways, already a busy spring. It's not even spring yet. Yeah, it is. I swear, as soon as we got into March here, man, it's like everything just started blowing up. We had that first set of severe weather, and then now the second set's coming through. It's like it's crazy, crazy, crazy. Um, how close to Zachary, Louisiana, is that tornado storm? Looks like it's tracking southeast. Yeah, we're actually getting ready to get back on that storm here. But yeah, I'll pull up Zachary. Let's see here, Zachary, Louisiana. Let's see here. Oh man, I had to sneeze, but it just wouldn't come out. So this storm's actually, or Zachary's southwest of the tornado warning. The tornado warning is actually moving away from there. So yeah, Zachary's fine. But yeah, the tornado warning does include Bluff Creek and Pine Grove right now. We have 32 minutes left on it. So in the storm, obviously a tornado is imminent. And we could see max hail size up to 2 inches. So definitely that. So watch out for tornado and 2-inch hail on that storm. But yeah, Pine Grove, Bluff Creek area. I'm going to grab a 3D volumetric scan of the storm here. This is kind of like the meat of the storm you can see on a 3D scan. This takes all scans and accumulates them. But, I mean, yeah, you can see that the storm top's about 40,000 feet. At least that's the precip core. The clouds are likely higher up. Likely a lot higher up. Just because the precipitation stopped does not mean that the clouds stopped. Because radar can't scan clouds. It scans the precipitation within the clouds. But yeah, this was a little bit ago here. Definitely quite an interesting storm. Definitely really is quite interesting. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to slice it right in the middle so you can kind of see some of that core there. Yeah, so where you see a lot of this pink, this is likely where we have a lot of hail being lofted. So this very well could be your updraft, given that it is the taller column, as well as has the highest reflectivity. This is likely where we are seeing some vertical velocity, likely where we are lofting a bit of hail. Definitely quite an interesting storm here. But yeah, of course it does have that tornado warning on it still. I want to start incorporating the 3D volumetric scans a little bit more often on the channel. I feel like we need to. I feel like we really need to. Also, we have the slicer here too, which we can kind of see. Wow, look at that! Look at that scan, man. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, you can see precip goes all the way up to 50,000 feet in that particular slice there. I mean, this is a pretty decent storm. Pretty decent storm. I mean, this is kind of a classic little supercell look here. You have your warm air that's trying to inflow here and go up, and then you have your rear flank on the backside, which is interesting. But since that hook is no longer there, yeah, I mean, you can see at the state we are now, this is what we're looking at. But yeah, rotation. I mean, I will say that the rotation is not very tight, but it definitely has a little bit of work to do, I think. But still, like I mentioned, confirmed or not, still need you guys in your safe spot. I mean, we are scanning, thankfully, about 1,000 feet up. So, what we are scanning here is not super far off the ground. Thank you, Bong. I appreciate it, my friend. Absolutely, Twilight. Absolutely. Crystal says, watching my favorite weather guy while eating Girl Scout cookies. Oh, those sound good, dude. Actually, we had some the other day. Those peanut butter ones. I had those a couple weeks ago, actually. I don't know why I said the other day. They were good. They were good. What's y'all's favorite Girl Scout cookies? Curious. It is the season. All right, let's see. Well, we do also have a severe thunderstorm warning here in effect as well. This is for golf ball hail. And 60-mile-an-hour winds. So on this particular storm, we could see tornadoes, hail up to 2 inches in diameter, as well as 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts there. But by the way, guys, if y'all have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. We're going to hop back to the models here. I'm actually going to get rid of the weather balloon launches because they seem to be adding a little bit of confusion. Anyways, but yeah, we do have, like I mentioned, for tomorrow, a pretty good amount of moisture available. As we go into the evening, I mean, you can see that there's a lot of areas that we don't see a whole lot of convection that actually does occur. That just really goes to show you guys once again that just because you're in the risk area does not mean 100% that you're gonna see severe weather. But yeah, here we'll even overlay the the outlook here for tomorrow. We'll pull up our day 2 risk here, so you can kind of see where it's at. I'm also going to make the lines a little bit bigger so you can see them a little bit better. So there you go. So now you can see where the risk is. But yeah, definitely going to be pretty interesting to see tomorrow. You can see that we have. I mean, at this point in time, we're already getting that moisture advection already going on here. We have a lot of that warm, moisture-rich air coming in from the Gulf, jumping up into the country here. And, eventually we're going to get this drier air mass, this cold front eventually rolling through. The cold front is basically, the boundary in which separates the two air masses here. Basically the cold air overtaking the warm air. So, just as I haven't had Girl Scout cookies in so long. That's fair. That's so fair. Yeah, before I had some the other day, or there we go again, saying the other day. A couple weeks ago, it has been a long time for me as well. Absolutely. Lemonade your favorite? What, the lemon one? I never really cared for that one, to be honest. I'm going to get a lot of hate from that. I like the wafer one. I forgot the name of it. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's the one that it's kind of like vanilla wafers in a way. That's my second favorite. Let's see here. That's fair, Twilight. Oversteer coming with a $2 super chat, man. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. Saying, let's see, what are my thoughts for Jonesboro, Arkansas, Wednesday, and tomorrow? Let me pull up Jonesboro, Arkansas. Okay. So for today, we do have a marginal, which puts us in a non-tornado threat for you. Not even winds, strictly just a little hail potential for today here overall. So that's that. So just a little threat for today. Look out for a little bit of potential for some hail. Now, in terms of tomorrow, we also do have a level 1 threat here overall, which does add you into the little 2% tornado risk here. So given that it's a non-SIG environment here from the SPC, I probably need to switch screen so you can probably see what I'm looking at better. But anyways, we do have a 2% chance here for tornadoes tomorrow, so given that it's not a SIG risk area that is under SIG level 1, means that strength should be between EF0 and EF1 in terms of tornado strength, if we did get a tornado, which odds are pretty low, but still not 0. You still need to keep an eye on it. In terms of in terms of damaging winds, we do have a 5% chance for damaging wind gusts, and in terms of hail, we do also have a 5% chance here too. So max hail could be up between 1 to 1.5 inches in diameter, as well as damaging wind gusts could be upwards of 60 miles per hour here overall. So that is that. So then we go into day 3. Actually, yeah, going into Wednesday, we do have that slight risk here for then. So definitely the bigger of the days is going to be on Wednesday. Given the fact that this is day 3, like I mentioned before, we do not have a breakdown probability for day 3. It's only available for days 1 and 2, which is for today's threat and tomorrow's threat. But then as we go into Wednesday, we'll obviously have the threat probability by then. We'll actually know the percentage tomorrow or later tonight, basically. Let's see here. The caramel and coconut one are my second favorites. I don't think I've ever had that one. I really don't think so. But Overseer, once again, thank you so much. But my personal thoughts, which you obviously probably wanted me to go over here, which I got you. Given models, it seems like it's probably going to be a bit of a line of storms that rolls through, more than discrete, like supercells. That really, typically lines mostly favor damaging winds. It's just in their nature. So more than likely, we're likely going to have a damaging wind type of event going into Wednesday. So we shall keep an eye on it. I mean, I'll grab a quick little sounding here. I mean, the environment looks pretty low on instability. We do have some lower level veering, although I'm not going to say it's quite elevated, but it's really an interesting environment here. But we do have a good amount of moisture. Not a whole lot of instability. A pretty decent amount of wind shear. But yeah, so I personally think that, given the nature of the line here, more than likely damaging winds will be kind of your main concern here going into Wednesday. Tabletop says, what's the reason the line fizzles down by the time it gets to my area? So not as strong of lapse rates as well as lower CAPE values. In simple terms, the air runs out of instability. We run out of unstable air, essentially. Basically, the go-go juice goes bye-bye. See, I have to try the caramel coconut one. See, I never really been a fan of coconut though. You know, I really haven't. All right, let's hop back to this tornado warning for a moment. We'll talk about this here. So once again, everybody, we do have a tornado warning in effect for Bluff Creek and Pine Grove. This is a radar indicator threat here. So this is also for golf ball size hail. They did downgrade it from 2-inch to now 1.75 inch. So, but still, is a pretty nasty storm. We do need you guys in your safe spot, which this is in eastern Louisiana. What about a QLCS tornado threat? That's fair. Let's see. We know more about that tomorrow? Maybe prefrontals. Yes, absolutely. We'll learn a lot more about it tomorrow as we do get closer to the event for one. But also, we'll have more model data, stuff like that. I will tell you this, though. Regarding the prefrontals, at least from the HRRR here, it doesn't really look like that there's a lot of them, really at all. We do have, this model here showing maybe a couple storms. This is old at this point, so I don't even know why I'm mentioning it. But yeah, it mostly just shows that line roll through the QLCS, the quasi-linear convective system. For the people who don't know what QLCS is, it's basically a fancy term of just saying a squall line, just a fancy word of saying a long line of storms. Yeah, I don't know about prefrontals. At least the HRRR doesn't support it. Maybe we'll pull up. Yeah, let's actually look at the RRFS. Hey, man, like I mentioned before, it's really good to get more than one look of the models. It's never good to just look at one particular set of models or one particular model individually. Let's see here. But, this is interesting. This is actually interesting. The RRFS actually does show maybe a few prefrontals for Wednesday morning. Huh. Well, there's your disagreement right there. That's where the models disagree a bit, but yeah, then you have that main line coming through, and then the dry air mass takes over. So, in theory, yeah, prefrontals will be possible. QLCS tornadoes would be possible. I do think so, but I personally don't think it's going to be your main threat. Anyways, moving on. Let's see. Crystal says, watching you helps my anxiety. Oh, well, I'm glad I can help. Yeah, that's the whole point we're here. Will I be live on Wednesday? Probably, yes. I'll definitely be live probably Wednesday night. I do want to cover the night mode more than the day mode. So I won't likely be here during the main part of the event, during like the evening hours. But more than likely, I will, more than likely, I will be live during the nighttime. Because, think of me as your night shift guy, and I like to, stream whenever other people go offline. Because at some occasions, people stream during the daytime. They can't go on any longer because they've been streaming for a long time, but the severe threat still continues. That's where I come in, and I'm like, all right, fam, I pull up, and literally, I will cover the weather for you guys at nighttime. So. Oversteer says, thanks, Andrew. Really appreciate it, man. Yeah, no problem, dude. See, one more question, though. Don't want to hog the chat. See, I think the whole line will be severe warned at least. I don't think the whole line will be severe warned at least. Because, I don't know for sure. It depends on, observations and what we actually see, that, come the time of. But when it comes to it, this goes to remind you guys that not everybody will see severe weather in the risk area. Honestly, it's really hard to say. It just depends on the condition that the line is by the time we actually get to the point where the line's visible on radar and stuff. So, kind of hard to say. Will Wednesday threat be my area during the daylight hours? Because I want to chase. I'm a new chaser, only 16. Don't want to chase at night. Yeah, please be careful if you do. This honestly probably wouldn't be the best event to chase on. But so the prefrontals, if they occurred, this would actually be pretty darn early. This is like late Tuesday, early Wednesday. This would be a nighttime event for you. Yeah, totally nighttime. So this shows the prefrontals popping through late evening, early Wednesday, and then the main line kind of rolling through roughly about maybe the later morning, honestly. I would not recommend chasing this. No, not a good first setup. Let's see here. What about Podacy? I don't know how you say that. Missouri for Debarra. And thanks for what you do, bro. Yeah, no problem, man. I got you. Yeah, let me look. I'm gonna copy your however you pronounce that because I'm terrible with names and stuff. Anyways, but let's bring it up. So this is up in, oh, this is Southeast Missouri. Gotcha. All right, so today we're good. Tomorrow we have that level 2. So this is Tuesday, so right, let's hop you guys over here. Okay, so given your area, we do have a 2% chance for tornadoes. Now, this is a non-SIG risk area, which is a good thing. So pretty much what I mean by this is that it's a 2% chance for tornadoes, given that there's a pretty much a 2% chance that a tornado drops within a 25-mile radius around you. So just imagine a big circle around you, a big radius of 25 by 25 miles, basically. So basically, you have a 2% chance of a tornado dropping within that radius. Now, given that it's not a SIG risk, which the SIG risk starts in this dashed area, the non-SIG risk means that tornado strength could be between EF0 and EF1. So if we did get tornadoes, even the low probability, we would, the tornado strength would be pretty weak for the most part. But then we go up to the north here, say, if you are in the SIG risk area, that means that, okay, potential tornado strength could be up to EF2, even though the same probability in this particular area is the same. Anyways, but yeah, you are in a 2% chance for tornadoes, so pretty low odds. If you did get tornadoes, they'd likely be weak, but still, you need to monitor them. Keep an eye on it. If there's a warning that gets issued, take action. We do have a 15% wind threat, though. That's actually going to be kind of your main concern here. So 15% chance here for damaging winds. So we could see some gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour or so. And then, of course, in terms of hail, we also do have a 15% chance here as well. So we could see, potential hail between 1 and 1.5 inches. So the main concern is going to be hail and damaging winds, following a small, relatively low-end tornado threat. Anyways, the only time I'd watch late nights if I'm actually under the threat. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, why else stay up? I can't even talk. Why else stay up late? No, I get it. I get it 100%. Overseer says, thanks, thanks, Andrew. Yeah, no problem, dude. Much love. See you. You do great. Keep it up, man. Definitely a favorite forecaster. Oh, well, thanks, dude. I appreciate that, Overseer. Once again, thank you for the support, dude. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. What about hail? You're in that 15%. So, like we mentioned, that just basically says that, given that you're not in the hatch risk area, you're actually in the non-SIG risk area. You do have a 15% chance in general, but hail could be between mostly 1 to 2 inches, 1 to 1.5 inches in diameter here. So, let's see here. Thank you so much for seeing my comments. You're awesome, bro. Thanks so much, man, for everything you do, man. Yeah, of course, dude. No problem. Like I said, I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to answer as many questions as possible. Sometimes the chat can get flooded with a bunch of questions, and it can be hard for me to get to everybody, but I do try my best. I do. I am one guy after all, doing everything, so. but no problem, man. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Let's see. What about Grapevine, Texas? Do I think the cap breaks in the afternoon before the main line arrives at night? Good question, man. Let me pull it up. Let's see. So this is up in... Oh, this is up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Gotcha. All right, so let's bring you guys back over here to the models. So we're looking at the RRFS model here, particularly the 18 Zulu run. So the way that it looks here, let's actually overlay the towns so we can kind of show you guys what we're looking at. We'll overlay major cities here, and we'll also add the minor cities as well, so you can kind of see what we're looking at. Okay, so you're kind of in this general area here. Okay, so as we go down in time, it does look like that here for the afternoon of Tuesday, the cap breaks enough to where we could have a couple of, scattered, isolated relatively, what am I saying? It could have a couple of multi-cellular thunderstorm potential, so a bunch of just scattered storms popping off here. That's what I meant to say. It's interesting because RFS kind of shows maybe a little line developing here by the later evening. And then, of course, we have the main line coming through pretty much overnight, past midnight, more than likely. So to answer your question, will the cap break? Yeah, I mean, if it didn't break, then there wouldn't be any convection here, more than likely. So the fact that we are seeing this looks pretty good. But I will grab a sounding just to kind of confirm this to see if it's perfect. No capping environment in this particular sounding at all. You can see in the earlier hours, it's a little bit capped here. This is for 10 a.m. on Tuesday, pretty capped at that point. But as we do get diurnal heating, as the surface heats up, then yes, eventually the cap will erode. But yeah, I mean, look at the dew points. 70s. It's going to be muggy. You guys are going to notice it's going to be pretty muggy, man. It's going to be really, really muggy. It's definitely... I know a lot of you peeps out there, measure mugginess off humidity. That cannot tell you how wrong it is. You got to measure the mugginess off of the dew point, because if you have dew points in the 50s, it won't feel muggy. Even if the humidity is 100%, it really wouldn't feel that muggy. And then you have 60-degree dew points. If there's 100% humidity at 60 degrees, it'd be pretty muggy. And especially 70 would be kind of miserable. But just remember that, you heard it here, dew point matters more than humidity. Fun fact. It's a huge misconception. Let's see here. Can I do the Dayton area? Of course. Yeah, let me bring it up real quickly for you. So Dayton, Ohio. I know exactly where that's at. So let's see here. So as we work way into the later hours, so this is for Wednesday morning. So according to the RRFS, we do see a couple of cells that do fire off here. This is prefrontal here. So we do have a couple of storms fire off here. This is pretty early. This is showing like 3 a.m. Central. Let's see, you're basically 4 a.m. Eastern. Depends on what time zone you're in. I think you're in Eastern time, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so one thing I noticed that our lower levels are pretty saturated, given this sounding. A little bit more drier in our mid levels. Possibly could support maybe some small hail, I believe. Our kinematics look pretty decent. I mean, our upper level winds are definitely really strong. Our lower level winds are not anything extreme, but they're not weak, I'd say, either. Great moisture advection, mid 60 dews, supplying great amounts of moisture, good amount of water vapor to the storms, which eventually will be converted into liquid water. Good amounts of instability, like we mentioned. I mean, enough, essentially. I think that, in theory, a couple gusty winds cannot be ruled out. We do have a little bit of a curvy photograph here. Wouldn't even rule out a potential isolated tornado. We'll have to see. I feel like storms might be a little bit higher, but we'll just have to see. But then, of course, we have just probably a bunch of scattered storms rolling through, and then the front rolls through for the evening of Wednesday. This I can't give you a specific time because more than likely this will change, but we do have this roughly, according to this, will run about 8 p.m., but that'll probably change. And then after that, then you get your cold, dry air mass that builds in and basically knocks out all the instability. Let's see. You're my new favorite weather guy for sure, or you're for sure my new weather guy for all time. Well, I appreciate it, man. Justin says thank you. You're very welcome. What's up, Haley? Good to see you. Dayton, Ohio's Eastern Daylight Time. I thought so. I thought so. I used to live up in LaGrange, Kentucky, and we were in Eastern time, so I figured, east of that it should definitely be. But I know how time zones are. Some of them are really funky, how they do like really sharp turns and stuff. So I wasn't sure. I wasn't completely sure. But anyways. But all right, everybody. I think I'm probably gonna call it a stream here soon. I just wanted to hop on here for a little bit, do a little bit of coverage, talk about what's going on now. Definitely go over tomorrow, which we'll be doing most of the stream. So I just wanted to be here. But if there's any questions you guys have before I roll off here, please do not hesitate to ask. I will be more than happy to help you guys. I'm here for you all. I want to make sure that you guys are staying weather aware. And so when it comes to it, tomorrow, I do plan on doing coverage late. You're not going to see me during the main event. I'm going to go ahead and say that now. You're going to see me later on. I'm probably going to be live. I can't give you an exact time because I hate committing the times that sometimes I can't make. But it'll likely be past midnight, honestly. Yeah. So we're going to cover late stuff. So, just if you're in the risk area and you can stay up, I'll be live. I'll be live covering it. But I won't be covering the main afternoon, evening part of the event, no. But anyways, what's up, Jacob? Haley, yeah, I can check on your area real quickly. So, excuse me, you are in the level 2 threat. So you're in the slight risk here for tomorrow. So that puts you in a 2% significant tornado risk here, SIG level 1. So there is a 2% chance of a tornado dropping within a 25-mile radius of your location. And potential strength could be between EF0 and EF2, given that we have that SIG level 1 risk here. So tornado threat's pretty darn low, but still you need to be looking out for them. We do have a 15% wind threat here. That's going to be by far one of your main concerns here. Actually, one of the main concerns in general. So that's a 15% wind threat, potential gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour. So remember, I say gusts, and what I mean by gust is what the winds could peak up to for a few seconds typically. And then, of course, in terms of hail, we do have a 15% hatch risk for hail. So hail is actually going to be one of your main concerns, actually the main concern. Second, shortly following after, is the damaging wind concern, and then you have your tornado concern. But we do have a 15% hatch risk for hail. So more than likely, we could see some hailstones upwards of 2 inches in diameter or so, given the SIG level 1 here. So we got to look out for that. Now, when it comes to it here, I mean, it's a 15% chance as well. So the odds of you getting hail versus damaging winds is pretty much equal. And then, of course, tornadoes is pretty low, thankfully. But all hazards are on the table. It is possible. See, it's 5 past midnight here. I'll be around somewhere. Oh my goodness, you must be a night owl like me. You know what? I hate to admit it, but I've been like a night owl for the last while. It's been like I've been asleep most of the day. I've been awake during the night. I am a lot more efficient at nighttime. I know some of you guys could probably relate to this, but I feel like I get more stuff done at night than I do during the daytime. A lot of times I do this too, and I have the schedule because I like to cover the nighttime stuff. So I typically try to stay up during the night. I'm usually up half the day, half the night for the most part. I usually go to bed before sunrise. So that's my terrible schedule right now. But it makes it nice for the weather because I can cover nighttime stuff, and that way I'm up early enough to where the people getting ready to go to bed can watch the update. So it works out. It works out fine. Anyways, do I think the enhanced risk for severe weather will spread any further south? It depends on model guidance. Also depends on the Storm Prediction Center if they think it should or not. I mean, I can't really put any thing into that. I can't really tell you for sure if they will or not. It's strictly up to them. Let's see. I got you, Raka. No problem. No problem at all. Absolutely. I hate mornings. Yes, I'm more productive at night. You get it. Absolutely. I'm the exact same way, my friend. I'm the exact same way. All right. So this brings me over here to the area up by Western Indiana. So we are in a slight risk at this particular zip code that you gave me, Raka. Let's see here. You are in, I believe, a 5%. I need to relook up your zip code again because I kind of lost where I was looking at. No, not Brazil. Don't bring me over there. There we go. Okay. So you have a 5% tornado threat. It is a SIG level 1, potential tornado strength up to EF2. 5% chance probability within a 25-mile radius of seeing a tornado. Now, in terms of damaging winds, we have a 15% non-significant wind risk, potential gusts up to 60 miles per hour or so. 15% chance probability of seeing damaging wind gusts. Now, in terms of hail, we have a 15% chance as well. However, it is a hatch risk level 1. So given that it's that, we could see some hail up to 2 inches in diameter or so. So we do have a potential at seeing some pretty big hail. So we got to look out for that. So yeah, mostly hail, following damaging winds, and tornadoes. I mean, all hazards are on the table, yes. But given that you're in that slight risk there, you're in that level 2 threat. So definitely want you to be weather aware. And more than likely, it'll come through in multiple rounds. With the cold front kind of coming through for the later part of Wednesday. So yeah, once that initial line of storms pushes through, your severe threat goes out the window, because your lapse rates completely dissipate, and then of course you have actually I take that back. Your lower level lapse rates really go away. It takes a little bit for the mid level atmosphere, the environment to cool down, but it eventually does usually. Anyways, sounds good, Twilight. Thanks for joining. But yeah, we're gonna roll off here for now, guys. Like I said, I just wanted to hop on here for a bit. We still do have that tornado warning we're watching, though. How much longer does that have? It has... Oh, yeah, we have 5 minutes. I'm going to stay here until the warning expires. So this would be a good time if you have any final questions to let us know before I roll off. But yeah, we do have a tornado warning. It's mostly in rural areas for the way it looks. Rotation isn't really tight either, honestly. So... Let's see. Thank you. I got hit in 2006, so I'm a little jumpy. It's okay, Raka. Hey, I'm glad you're all right. And honestly, I'm really proud of you for keeping up with the weather, because a lot of people just brush it off, which it's not the best when you do that. No, you know what? I'm not even going to stay for this tornado warning, guys. I think it's getting ready to cancel. Plus, I'm not. It doesn't seem. I mean, you need to be in your shelters if you're in the warning. Don't get me wrong, but to me, there's really not a lot of tight rotation in it. It's pretty broad for one. I mean, still, the storm could produce tornadoes, so keep an eye. It could recycle. It could do something like that. So still keep an eye on it. So what time am I going live tomorrow? I don't like to give times. But whenever I do go live, it'll likely be past midnight. Yeah, it'll be late. It'll be late tomorrow. Because, like I said, I want to be here during the nighttime portion. I'm your night guy, so I'll cover the night shift. I know we have a lot of other streamers going live during the evening. Afternoon and evening, but then of course then they go to bed, and sometimes you still need coverage, which this event seems to be pretty nocturnal as well. So definitely want to be here during the nighttime. So I'll be covering night shift. Let's see. Do I think April and May will be very bad for the Great Plains? I'm not going to get too much into climatology right now, given that we're getting ready to roll off here. Plus, I'm not really big into climatology as I am more meteorology. But we'll just have to see, honestly. I can't really give you too much on that, to be honest. Yeah, that would require me doing a lot of, model looking into, essentially, and all that stuff, which I'm not going to do at the moment. But anyways, everybody. Well, I appreciate y'all for joining. Thank you all for stopping by. If y'all are new to the channel, consider subscribing, maybe leaving a like. Actually, I'm getting ready to go live on my other channel, which is our gaming channel, if you guys are interested in any of that. Join our Discord in the description. You know what? I'll even put my gaming channel link in the chat here so that you guys can join if you want to. Which I'm not sure when I'm going live, but it'll be a little bit, but I know a lot of you guys probably don't really care about that, but but if you do, if you want to see me again on while I play a game or so on my other channel, I will be doing so very soon. I'm not sure what time yet. I have to set it up and stuff, but there's our gaming channel right there. If you wanna check it out, here I'll go ahead and put a couple links in there so you can see it. But yeah, that is our other channel if you want to watch this later on. But alrighty, everybody. Well, thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. And we'll see you guys here later on for tomorrow for some coverage. You guys stay safe out there. If you have any questions, you can join our Discord and talk to me. I'll be on our Discord. I'm usually pretty active. But alrighty. Why'd I paste it 3 times? Because I didn't want it to get lost, and I wanted people to be able to easily find it. But alrighty, everybody. Thanks for joining, guys. Y'all take care. Have a great, great rest of your night. And we shall see you all in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See ya later on.